Once known as the Galapagos of the Caribbean, Mona Island sits quietly in the Mona Passage, a jewel of untouched wilderness, its cliffs and caves holding secrets that span centuries. Despite its status today as a nature reserve, Mona Island has witnessed a colorful and oftentimes dark history of lawlessness woven into the very fabric of its isolation and proximity to crucial shipping lanes. In the 16th and 17th centuries, when Spain's empire ruled the seas, the Mona Passage teemed with Spanish galleons carrying treasures from the New World back to Europe. This bustling maritime route was a siren call for pirates and privateers who prowled the Caribbean, seeking a fortune. Mona Island, with its secluded coves and difficult terrain, became an ideal hideout for buccaneers who used its caves to store their loot. The pirates who frequented Mona were both infamous and anonymous, many of their identities lost to time. But legends of buried treasure and ghostly figures linger to this day. With no authorities to challenge them, these swashbucklers use Mona Island as a temporary home, leaving their shadows in the rugged limestone cliffs. Some of the famous pirates associated with Mona Island include Captain Henry Morgan, Blackbeard, Captain Kidd, and Puerto Rico's own Roberto Cofresi, who often used the island to evade capture by the authorities. By the early 19th century, the age of Caribbean piracy began to wane. European empires cracked down on pirates with brutal campaigns, tightening patrols and hunting down notorious figures. As colonial powers asserted their control, the pirates who once found freedom on Mona Island vanished. However, almost a century later, new illicit activities would find their way to the island. In the late 19th century, as global trade expanded, Mona Island found new visitors, smugglers. Puerto Rico, governed under shifting colonial powers from Spain to the United States, became a key trade hub, and Mona Island, a halfway point between Puerto Rico and Hispaniola, offered smugglers the perfect way station. When Prohibition struck in the 1920s, rum runners filled the Caribbean waters, and Mona's caves once again concealed contraband, this time barrels of liquor destined for the U.S. mainland. Mona Island became a whispered legend among those who knew of the secret routes to evade both local and U.S. authorities. Those who ventured there rarely stayed, leaving only rumors of the midnight handoffs and vessels slipping quietly under the moon. But eventually, Prohibition would come to an end in 1934, and the liquor smugglers would have no need for the island. As time moved on decades later, the island's remoteness remained as enticing as ever, but now to drug traffickers who recognize its strategic position in the Caribbean. In the 1980s and 1990s, the Caribbean became a primary drug trafficking corridor, and Mona once again found itself at the crossroads of a dangerous trade. Smugglers, mostly from South America, navigated to Mona's shores, dropping off cargo for later pickup. Some of these shipments never made it to their destinations, the packages washing ashore on Mona's pristine beaches, sometimes discovered by conservation workers or the rare tourists. Even as the U.S. Coast Guard and Puerto Rican authorities increased their patrols, the island's isolated cliffs and beaches continued to offer traffickers an occasional loophole. Today, Mona Island is a protected nature reserve, closely monitored by both Puerto Rican and federal authorities. Despite its history of lawlessness, Mona stands as a symbol of resilience, untouched beauty, and mystery. Its cliffs, caves, and beaches are silent witnesses, bearing the stories of those who came to exploit its isolation. Let us know what you think in the comment section below. Help us to spread this video by sharing. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on the notification bell for more videos.